And obviously, the Atzlachat Am Yisrael, and obviously someone told me today that that Israel fired some missiles on Iran. I don't know exactly what's going on. I'm not so involved with the news and stuff like that, but I just heard the news now. So the Hashem will be also Nagdish the Shiur le'atzlachat Am Yisrael, for the success of Am Yisrael and everything they do. This week's parasha, we actually see a few different interesting points. Obviously, the parasha is long and vast and goes through many different topics. I want to focus in on a few of the different topics that we can, and let's see how far we can get with the time that we have. But Hashem will focus in on a few different topics and the main takeaways that we have from those topics. This week's parasha starts after the end of last week's parasha, meaning it's almost a continuation. Last week's parasha, we see towards the end of the parasha, what do we see? That besides for the fact of the Birkat Kohanim, which he gave a shiur on it on itself, but besides for the fact of the Birkat Kohanim, we also see the Torah list every single tribe. Every single tribe, it lists their Nasid, their leader, came and gave it sacrifice on the altar. Now what's interesting about that is that every single one of them is listed out, even though their sacrifice was completely identical. Nothing changed. The weight, everything was exactly the same exact measurement. Hashem actually told them to detail every single one of them out specifically, separately. The Or Chaim says that when they came to Moshe Rabbeinu, they actually all wanted to do it on the first day. They all wanted to do it on the first day of the inauguration. Every single one of them. And that Hashem himself told Moshe Rabbeinu, no, separate them. Separate them. Everyone should have their own day. Now obviously we know the Mefarshim all come up on this, and they ask a question, why did Hashem detail out every single one of them? Just tell us every tribe, the name of the leader of the tribe, and tell us that they brought this korban. So the famous answer everybody knows is that an action you do, although it might be identical to another person, is valuable to Hashem, notwithstanding other person, as if you did it individually. Right? I asked the person this week, I said, did they really do the same action? When every single one of them brought the sacrifice, everything was identical, but did they really do the same action? Did they really do the same action? They did everything. But the korban, the sacrifice for Hashem, is not the physical action of what you do. It's the feeling that's behind it. It's the kavanah, the intention behind it. You want to know why every single one of them was individual within itself? Because it wasn't about what they were doing, it's about why and how they were doing. Hashem says, because every single one of them put their heart into it and they want it so bad. We should know that the Torah tells us that Hashem didn't ask them to bring the sacrifice. They by themselves came and volunteered. We want to bring the sacrifice. We want to be involved in the Mishkan of the Beit HaMikdash. And every single one of those days became a holiday for them. Until today, the month of Nisan, right before Pesach, we don't do Tachanun on the first 12 days because every day was a holiday. The sages tell us that every day, when the tribe came and gave their sacrifice, when they saw that it was accepted, they went home that day and they had a celebration for their family. Every day was Yom Tov. Every day when they saw Hashem accepted their sacrifices, and really if you think about it, their sacrifices didn't really make any sense. They brought a korban chatat, didn't make any sin, so on and so forth, different things that they did, and Hashem still accepted it. Hashem still accepted their sacrifice because it came from a place of ahava, from love. And from here, the biggest musar you can ever learn from yourself, it's not about the action that you do, it's about the intention, the kavanah of how you do it. Why do you do what you do? One person can come to the shiur, another person can come to the shiur, and both of you will be here for the same amount of time, for the 45 minutes, 42 minutes, 1 hour, whatever it may be. They will be here for the same amount of time. You want to know the difference is? That one person sees it over here, he comes and he sees like, oh, it's a burden to be here. Chas v'shalom. Come if I can, it's comfortable, this, that. When is it going to be over now? You know? One guy, Rabbi, you went over 2 minutes. Rabbi, you went over 5 minutes. This week I had a class. On Wednesday night. We started 5 minutes late. So the guy told me, Rabbi, we started 5 minutes late. I'm telling you right now, Rabbi, don't be Konesh Tanu 10 minutes after. I want to leave on the money when the shiur was supposed to end. I told him, you want to leave on the money? First of all, the shiur started at 8:30. You're here at 9 o'clock. This that we started at 9:05, that's your fault. We had one class, you can go look, it's on YouTube, I think 1 hour and 26. 1 hour and 26. The funniest thing is before that class, one guy told me, Rabbi, I'm not coming because this was the Tuesday class, not the Thursday class. And Tuesday class, I was going to go a little bit longer. So he told me, Rabbi, I'm not coming this week. I said, what happened? He says, no, you always go overtime over here. You always go overtime. Over here, I'm good with timing, but over there, overtime. He said, I'm not coming this week. I told him, I promise you this week, bli neder, I'm going to make it shorter. I'm going to be on the time. That week, 1 hour and 26 minutes. The guy was about to murder me. He goes to me, "Ma karapo?" I told him, you know, when you have it, you have it. Just go with the flow. I know what I saw. It's coming down from Shamayim. He's okay, you know what, I'm not upset. But the reality is there's two people who come to Shiur Torah. One, he just comes. Another one, he's coming, but Simaon, and he really wants to be here. Guess what? The kavanah and the intention of this person is so much greater in the eyes of Hashem. Yes, it's the same 45 minutes. But when you come, you know, there's certain people that come when it's comfortable. And there's certain people that come, Yareg Var Yavo. There's a Shiur Torah tonight. I've been doing it for the last 2, 3, 4 years, whatever it is. I'm not skipping this week. Mainly if I have a wedding, if I have something I understand. But anything other than that, I'm not skipping. I'm not skipping. The Arizal writes, really not him, the Baruch writes in the name Shem of the Arizal, that the Gemara Masechet Kiddushin tells us that every mitzvah a person does in life gives him a lengthening of days and goodness, right? The same way the Torah tells us in regards to Shloch HaKen and Kibud Avayim, honoring your mother and your father and sending away the mother bird, that Hashem gives you lengthening of life and happiness of days and goodness of days. Says the Gemara Masechet Kiddushin, that's every mitzvah. Says the Arizal that you have people who do a mitzvah, the action, and they don't do the mitzvah according to the reward that Hashem wants to give them. Why? Because he says the yesod, the shorish, the foundation that everything leans on is the istaklut that a person has when he does the mitzvah. If he looks at it like a burden, then that mitzvah doesn't have the same value. But if he looks at it like it's the biggest praise, is it a burden on me? Or is it it's a merit, it's the best thing I can possibly do? If he looks at it like that, he says if a person understood that he looked at a mitzvah as if he was gaining right now 100,000 gold coins. We did the math. You know how much 100,000 gold coins is? $330+ million for every mitzvah. Says the Arizal, for every single mitzvah you have to feel mamash bafal, like as if someone is depositing into your account right now $330+ million. And he says, and that's every mitzvah, not just Kibud Avayim, Shloch HaKen, every mitzvah. And we say it every morning, Talmud Torah, Kenei Kulam. And learning Torah is above them all. The highest level is coming to learn Torah. And therefore he says if a person takes this and implants it into Torah that he learned and says, wow, look at this, every minute I sit down Torah, I'm gaining more and more and more, how much beauty I have in my hands. He says, Bevadai, for sure, he's going to reach the highest levels. He's going to reach Gdula, Ma'alot, and he's going to reach the highest possible levels. He's even going to get, says Ruach HaKodesh. Ruach HaKodesh means divine intervention. HaKadosh Baruch Hu will come and speak through him. If what? If he understands the value of the Torah. There's nothing more valuable than this in the whole entire world. What are they going to say? Lengthening of life. A guy sitting on his, no one should ever know from suffering. A guy sitting on his deathbed. The doctor tells him, I'm sorry, sir, you only have a week left to live. The guy's a multi-billionaire, takes out a checkbook, writes a check, he says, tell me how much for another week, how much for another month, how much for another year. He has all the money in the world, I cannot give you another minute. All the money in the world, I cannot give you another minute. So what's more valuable, a minute or all the money in the world? So if that's the case, if everyone now is confidently saying that a minute is more valuable than all the money in the whole entire world, then everyone has to ask himself the question over here, how do you trade off? Meaning many people in the world, somebody over here, but how do many people in the world trade off their time for money? How do they rodef the kesef? How do they run after the kesef? I was going to say this in the end. Maybe I'll jump back in the end for something else. But look at this. This week's parasha, towards the end, it talks about the man. The man was the spiritual, the bread that came down when we were in Egypt. Hashem fed us with something called haman, which is a type of bread-like, cake-like texture that came down from heaven. Chazal teach us that the way the man came down was according to your spiritual level. If you were tzaddik, it came right to your door. If you did a few avarot, a little bit further away. And the problem was that it was mamash instantaneously, which basically means if a person did a sin that night, the next morning he had to walk an extra mile. If he did a good deed, a little bit less. And constantly, all day, the person had to feel like, I'm being watched. I'm being watched. Every action I'm doing is being calculated. And guess what? It was so tiring for them. That's what they say, we missed the meat, and then they say we missed the fish and the watermelons and the leeks and the onions. Ma kesher to the meat, to the watermelon, the leeks and the onions. Because the Yetzer Hara was mebalbel otam. They weren't even talking about meat. They didn't even care about the meat because the reality is they had meat right there. They had animals with them. They could have slaughtered them. They made the laws. They could have ate meat. So what did they mean to say? We missed the meat. And then talking about watermelons and leeks and onions and cucumbers. What was the pshat here? That they could not stand the fact that they had to constantly be aware of the actions. That I know that if I do something wrong right now, I have to walk an extra mile. I have to walk an extra mile tomorrow. I have to work a little bit harder. And if I do something good, it's closer to me. So all day I have to be alert and in charge. One day we were walking with me and somebody in the basin. During the week we went for a walk. I was talking to them and somebody had over there a new house. Now I don't know about you guys, there's houses that have the cameras in the front. Happened to be the first time we see a camera, that the camera follows you everywhere you go. You're walking, the camera's what's up? What you gonna do? You know, the camera, you're turning, the camera's turning with you. You're going this way, you go like, the camera's, what? The camera's following everywhere you go. My friend tells me, wow, what a camera. I think Hashem's cameras are not any better. Doesn't miss anything. He's with you everywhere you go. The camera's, okay? If a person knew, imagine now, right now, when a person in his house, and it's private, yeah? Doesn't see, he's not going to yell at his, maybe he'll yell, he'll scream, he'll act. But friends come over now. No, everything's good, okay. Why? When people are watching, adlipo. When we get home, I'll deal with you, okay? Adlipo. If a person really felt, like imagine your life was being recorded, reality TV show. The Maor Bendel show, okay? How would you walk around in the streets? Huh? Everything's good, okay. No, everything's good, okay. Yeah, because you know I'm being watched. You don't want anyone to get the wrong impression of you. So what do? You put on your best behavior. I might say if you know that Hashem was watching every 2 seconds, you'll also be in the best behavior. What's the chiluk? What's the difference? That we don't understand. Over there in the Midbar, they felt it before. They felt it mamash. That everything they did would either bring it closer or further away. And they couldn't handle it. And listen to this, what the Zohar says. The Zohar says something beautiful. The Pasuk in the Torah says, and I'll read it to you in English just for the sake of time. In Bamidbar, Yud Aleph Chet, over there it says, the people will go out with Rome and gather the man, grind it between the millstone, pound it into a mortar, boil it, put it in a pot, make it into cakes, and it tasted like a rich cream. Right? So what they do? They went out, roaming for it, looked it, took it, grinded it, boiled it, baked it. Says the Zohar. The word over there is Shatu Ha'am. It starts off with Shatu Ha'am. Says the Zohar. You know who went out and roamed and took it and did this? Anyone who was missing emunah. The people who went out and going and doing all of these actions that they didn't need to do were lacking emunah. Shatu Ha'am, he says from the long, Shotim. You know what Shotim means? Shtuta. You know what Shtut means? It means silliness, drunkenness. Not thinking. What are they going out? What are they going and grinding now? If a person would understand, says Zohar Kadosh, that the Haman would come to your door. The man would come to you if you didn't have to go out roaming, looking, and this and that. It would come to you if you would wait. The Navodeker, he says, you know what it's like? If a person understood that it's Parashat came from Shamayim, you know what it's like when a person runs after his money? It's like a person on the train, and the train is going too slow, so what does he do? He walks up to the wall and starts pushing the train. Imagine you went now, you're going from Brooklyn to Manhattan, you see a guy over there, inside the train, pushing the train inside the train. What would you tell him? Come on, what are you doing? You're not helping nothing over here, it's not doing anything, Habibi, nothing, zero peulot. Or a guy, they tell him, look, he's standing on top of a hill, say, you see this boulder? Get it to the bottom of the hill. So instead of letting it roll down, what does he do? He picks it up, and he carries it down the mountain. Hello, Habibi, just roll it down. What's about? No. So when a person has no emunah in Hashem, what does he do? He doesn't believe the money is going to come to him. He doesn't believe it's going to be so easy for him. So what does he do? He thinks to himself, I'm going to do extra peulot. Aval lo yo'il shum davar, it's not going to help with anything. Imagine you pay for a ticket going to a Malone. You go to pay right now to go pay a ticket to go to a hotel. You go to the hotel. First thing you do when you get to the hotel, you pack down you put away your luggage, everything like that. Then you take out the vacuum, start vacuuming the floors, start cleaning the windows. Okay? He starts cleaning everything. Then he goes into the hallway. He starts vacuuming the hallway. Then he's hungry. I worked up with hunger. He goes down to the kitchen, takes out a pot and pan, lights it up, takes an egg, starts cracking, cooking for himself, an omelet over there. Then he sits down, he eats. Then he starts cleaning the table after he eats. Then he finishes all this. Now the manager comes to him and says, Habibi, you're in a hotel. What are you doing? If you're at home, I understand, but you're in a hotel. What did you pay to come here for? Says this mamash mashal person comes to this world. Everything you're doing, you're running. Hello, habibi, hake. You paid to be in the hotel, no problem. They're going to come to you, they're going to give it to you. And what's his knas, what's his punishment? That he worked. The guy who paid to go to the hotel, what's his punishment? That he ended up working when he didn't have to. The maid would have came in the morning, cleaned the room. The room service would have brought you the food to the room. They would have cooked it for you. Everything's good. No, I'm going to do it myself. So what's your knas, what's your punishment? That you ended up working. A person has to understand when it comes to the money has the ability to come to you. The money has the ability to come to you, and the Al-Sheikh HaKadosh even adds even further. He says the fact that they even bow down, when you go to, imagine something's on the floor. Okay, let's do this. The Sheikh is crazy. He says like this. He says, imagine not something on the floor. The fact that I even bowed down to get it, they had to go down into fifth to get it, because they got my ashtut. They shouldn't have even done that. They didn't have to even get down. The food would have came into their mouth. So I'm in shtut, huh? You guys saying, okay, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But how realistic is it? A real story that was a guy who was working in the fabrics industry. He would buy lots of fabric and he would make clothing, so on and so forth. Very wealthy guy. Every year there was a trade show in Las Vegas. Good? And every year he would go to the trade show in Las Vegas. He'd go over there and meet all of his vendors. He would buy his merchandise for the year. He'd come back home, use it, and so on and so forth. And this continued for 20 years. One day this guy sits down in Shul Torah. And the rabbi says in the class, nobody can take what's yours. If the money is meant to be yours, it's going to come to your door. It's going to come to your mouth. You don't have to run after it. Guy came home that night and said, honey, this year I'm not going to the show. I'm staying home. I said, well, how are we going to bring money home? What are you going to do? Go to the show. She says, no, honey, don't worry. I'm staying home. Don't worry. You're going to see the money is going to come to me. She calls the rabbi, please take care of my husband. He's going crazy in the head, this, that. He does not want to listen. He's sitting down in the house. The wife is begging him, please, please go. I don't want to go. I'm not going. Sits down in the house. The day the show comes, and he doesn't go. Now, meantime, what's going on at the show? These vendors who are used to selling him multi-million dollars of products every year, who are they looking for as soon as they walk into the door? This man. Where is he? Nowhere to be found. Now, everyone's coming to him to buy. I've never met you in my life. You want to buy on credit? I have to trust you. I already came over here knowing that I'm selling what I'm selling. Where is this guy? One day, doesn't show. 2 days, doesn't show. 3 days, they realize the guy's not coming. So what do? They get on a flight from Las Vegas to the guy's city. Now he hears from other people that they came to the city. His wife doesn't see you. They came to you. Go to the airport. Meet them over there. He says, no. I'm not meeting them nowhere. They're going to come to this house. They're going to come to this door. And they went all the way from the airport until they came knocking on the door. The guy opens the door. Hey, shalom aleichem, shalom bracha. How you doing? What happened to you? What happened? We're looking for you. Oh, no, don't worry. What do you need? Buy? No problem. Boom. Sign the contract. Right to his door. אתם אומרים משהו מטורף. But it's a possibility. It's a possibility. Yes, maybe it's a very high level. Yes, a person has to do some sort of ishtadlut. He still has to go out. When we went to the mountain, we still had to leave and go out. But to understand, not to run after it. It's not the ikar, it's not the chaim. The Gaon Mivina says, take the word kesef in Hebrew, kesef. Take every letter that comes after the word kesef. After chaf comes what yud? What letter? Yud. What comes after? No, before, not after. Before. Oh, is it after? Okay, what comes before? Yud. What comes after samech? Nun. What comes after before pay? Ain. So what do you have it backwards? Ani. Poor. A person's running after the money. He becomes ani. He becomes poor. He's never going to get it. Says anyone who runs after Gdula, he runs after being great. The Gdula runs away from him. You don't want to be, guy comes in, everybody's going to respect me. Guess what? No one's going to respect you. Guy comes in, he's running after the money. Guess what? He'll never get it. However, says the Gaon Mivilna, that if he would stop running after the money and run away from the money, kemavet, like it was death, the money would run after him and easily make it to him. You want to be a millionaire? I'll tell you very simply, don't run after the money, let the money run after you. So when you understand the money is coming to you no matter what, don't run away. Because if you run away, you become the ani. You become the one right behind the kesef. You're running, always for the kesef. That's the Gaon says, don't be afraid. Atidan. We said over here in the past, story that I heard personally. A woman from Eretz Yisrael. She came to New York. Her daughter had to get a special surgery. The woman, her husband passed away a year, 2 years prior to the surgery. She didn't have any money, nothing. She flew into America with no money for anything, no insurance, no nothing, but she has a daughter who needs to get a special surgery from a surgeon in LA. She flew into New York, she stayed with my mother for a few weeks until she can situate something in LA. She gets to LA, there's a guy over there, Malach Ben Adam, who allows her and her daughter to sleep in the outhouse in the back of his house. He had over there one of the guest houses in the back. You guys can use it as long as you need. She goes to the doctor's office, and the doctor tells her the price of the surgery. You can imagine what type of surgery we're talking about over here. It was not a regular surgery. She had a gidul, she had a growth in her head. Talking about a growth, you have to be so careful, because if God forbid one wrong thing, they can lose their sight, they can lose their vision, they can lose everything. You can imagine how much it cost. The woman's coming with no money. No money. She says, what am I going to do? I'm going to go out to work, I want to make this money? Impossible. What am I going to do? She sat home every day, opened up a Sefer of Tehillim, and start reading. Just reading. Every Friday, knock on the door. She will go to open the door, nobody's there. Until today, 3 years later, she has no idea who it was. An envelope on the floor, exactly the amount of money she needed for that week. Comes next Friday, again, envelope right by the door. And it's continued for 3.5, 4 months, every single week until the woman went back to Israel and her daughter went back bari v'shevet b'akol. It's a real story. I know it personally. I saw my own eyes the woman tell me the story. As don't tell me it's rachok. Don't tell me it's impossible, because it's not. Don't tell me it's impossible, because it's not. It's all talu on you. It's all contingent on you. If you believe, if you know that Hashem can bring you whatever you want, it's going to come right to you. It's going to come to you. You don't have to even bend down, says Del Sheikh. You don't have to even go down to get it. It'll come up to you. You don't have to even go down and come to you. And therefore, if we understand that a minute is more valuable than all the money, the whole entire world, then why would you ever waste a minute running after the money? Yes, you have to do you have to go work. I hear. You have to go out. But there's a limit. There's a gvul. What does the Mishnah Pirkei Avot say? תעשה תורתך קבע, מלאכתך ארעי. Make your Torah your primary and your work secondary. It's not a matter of time. It's a matter of mindset. Torah can be purchased even 1 second. I don't have to tell you stories. Rabbi Elazar ben Dudaya, in 1 second, he did all the Shtutim Va'olam. In 1 second, he prayed to Hashem. Hashem forgave him everything. And it took him back in heaven. Not to be marking the story. Many different stories. You see people. The Rambam Second Nidah says, "Ma yaseh adam chakim." What can a person do and become smart? What can he do to become wise? Says, "Oh, yarbe be'yeshiva v'yimet b'schora." He should go and increase in his learning and cut down on the business. Says the Gemara, wait a minute, a lot of people did that and it didn't work for them. Says, Ella, rather, you should go and pray. You should rachamim for mercy, for the one that all the chokhmah is his, and Hashem gives them chokhmah. Ki Hashem noten chokhmah. That in 1 second Hashem can give you everything. In 1 second, but you have to understand, you have to know the value that in 1 second Hashem can give you everything. And on top of that, you have to know what's the point of every mitzvah. You think when a person looks at the Torah, some people look at the Torah, they think it's a book of laws, a book of limitations, right? Right? Some people in the world, they think that. Mamash, that's how you feel before you get into it. One guy told me this week, a person who never kept Shabbat in his life, opposite. A person who kept Shabbat his whole entire life, he feels like if he's going to break Shabbat, the whole world is going to be destroyed. A person who never, I told him back, a person who never kept Shabbat in his life feels like when he keeps Shabbat, the whole world is going to be destroyed. Mamash, polar opposites. Mamash, polar opposites. But the reality is you go and you try and you see, Shabbat is not going to ruin the world. It's not going to make your life difficult. It's not going to kill you. Try, and you'll see, wow, look how beautiful it is. Yes, everything in the beginning is difficult. But you'll see how beautiful it is. Wow, I'll give you the biggest proof. Listen to this, Mamash. The beginning of this parasha, right after we finish all the korbanot of last week, all the Nesi'im, let's recount the names of every tribe they gave. Yehuda, Yisachar, Zvulun, Reuven, Shimon, Gad, Ephraim, Menashe, Binyamin, Dan, Asher, Naphtali. Anyone over here say anything about Levim? Every other tribe is listed. Yosef, by the inclusion of his sons, Ephraim and Menashe. There's only one tribe over here that was left out. Who is that? The Levim. Come this week's parasha, says the Midrash Bamidbar Rabbah, that Aaron, when he saw that his tribe, who was the leader of the tribe of the Levim? Aaron. When he saw that his tribe, he didn't get picked to go give it, he thought that Hashem was learning against them, a blemish against them. And he started to say, wait, maybe it's because of me. Maybe because I did the sin of the golden calf. That's why Kadosh Baruch Hu doesn't want me to give an offering. That's why he didn't give me the wisdom to go and do it. He didn't give me the ability to go and do it. Why didn't I do it? Why didn't I do it? And he felt terrible, and he felt, wow, horrible. Until Hashem told him, my dear boy, you're mistaken. I didn't bring you along then, because what I designated for you is so much greater than what I designated for everybody else. You're going to have the mitzvah of the menorah. And if you pay attention to the words, what did it say? Be'alotecha. It doesn't say ba'ad lekatecha. It doesn't say when you're going to lie. It says when you're going to bring up. Chazal teaches, what does it mean when you're going to bring up? That when the menorah was lit, when the candelabra was lit, when the menorah was lit in the Mishkan, it elevated the Jewish people. It says Hashem to Aaron, I designated for you the best thing and of them all. I saved for you the best thing for last. The Midrash brings a mashal, brings a parable. A king who makes a gigantic banquet and tells all the couriers to go out into the streets and invite everyone, invite him. And the king's best friend is the only one who didn't get invitation. And he's thinking to himself that night, he's tossing and he's turning and he's, what's going on over here? What could it be? Maybe he's upset with me. Maybe that's it, our friendship is ruined. What's going to be? And he's tossing, he's turning, he's not sleeping, and he's bothered by it. And the night ends. And the morning comes, and all of a sudden the friend of the king gets a knock on the door. Who is it? A private courier. He tells him, now that the party for the commoners is over, please come and welcome me in my kingship, because I designated a special party just for you. A special party just for you, a private banquet just for me and you, to show you how dear you are to me. Kosh Bachu, some people think in life, they see, and I'm going to give you a mashal. Some people, they think their friends are getting married, they see this, they see that, they think, wow, Hashem, how come you didn't designate for me? Where's my zivug? Where's my parnasah? Where's my yosher? Where's my this? Where's my that? And they see, and what do? The tev of the Ben Adam, the nature of a person is to always look out. He always looks out. But what about him? And what about him? And what about him? Just like the guy tossing and turning at night, my yeah. Until Hashem comes in the morning and he tells him, Habibi, I saved the best thing for you. You sing them, don't worry. I have the best thing for you just waiting. The best thing for you just waiting. I'm telling you right now, I had a guy who used to learn with me. He tells me I have permission to say the story with his name. I won't say his name anyways, but I have permission to say with his name. He used to learn with me in the neighborhood. The guy was in his 30s, he's still not married, shiduchim, inyanim, nothing is working. And I remember days that he would come to me and tell me, I don't understand it. I'm praying to Hashem, and he doesn't even answer me. And I'm praying, and I don't get answered. I tell him, don't worry. Hashem is saving for the best gift, but Hashem wants to give you a 10, and right now you're at a 6. You got to get to the 8, and Hashem will get you to the 10. So what do you mean? I said, right now you're not learning the way you should be. Right now your schedule is not the way it should be. You think, many people think in their mind, when I'm going to get married, that's when I'm going to set it up. Wrong. You got to set up who you want to be from now. And then Hashem is going to give you the right one. I said, if that's the case, okay, what do I need to do? I tell him, you're learning Gemara. You're learning with me Gemara every day. 6 months, we learn Masechet Makot. The day we announced the Siyum that we finished, he announced the engagement. The same time we said, oh, we're celebrating. Same day we announced it, he announced the engagement. Today he's Mishabach Oti. What a beautiful woman I have. What a wife, what Eshet Chayil. Something Kosh Bachu is saving for you, something beautiful. Tamtin. Wait, patience. בן אדם רואה את הכל, רואה את הבן אדם אחר, sees everybody else, he thinks to himself, what about me? Wait, Habibi, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is saving for you something so beautiful and dear, but he's waiting for you to be in the right place to give it to you. He's waiting for you to be in the right place to give it to you. Not everyone in the world is ready to get the present that Hashem wants to give him. I don't know if we mentioned this last week, but in brief, I will say it. Yosef HaTzadik. What was his claim to fame? What did Yosef HaTzadik do that it was such a beautiful thing? Eshet Potiphar. He went to Eshet Potiphar's house, the most beautiful woman in Egypt. And she's chasing after him, says the Midrash, changing multiple times a day, trying to provoke him to sleep with her endlessly. And Yosef HaTzadik overcomes this, finds himself in prison, and ultimately becomes the viceroy of Egypt, the wealthiest man in the world. Wait a minute. When did he become the great person that he was? When he passed the test? We see Hashem already started preparing everything beforehand. When did the whole journey start? His brother sold him, went out to the field. Did he pass the test yet? When his brother sold him? He finished the test yet? No, he didn't even get to the test. Am Yisrael, when they got out of the Jewish nation, they got out. 2 ways, short, long way. Oh, they're going to see a war, they're going to come back to Egypt, they're going to be afraid. You just saw 10 plagues, every single one of them crazy into the next. You're afraid to go to war, Mataritzini. And Hashem took you out of Egypt for what? They give you the Torah for you to get to the highest level of Nasev Nishmat, the highest level of Emunah. And right now you're not there. You see, Hashem still took you out. Still split the sea of reeds, even though you weren't there yet, because Hashem knows the potential you have inside of you. He knows the potential you have inside of you, and therefore He has to set things in motion for you even before you're ready. Because He knows when the day is going to come that you are going to be ready. The day is going to come and you're going to be ready. Even though right now maybe you're not. But when the day is going to come, Hashem knows already. And therefore He's already setting things in motion from today. And even today you might be scared. What am I going to do? I won't be ready. Just know when the day is going to come, you will be ready. That's the biggest musaf for everything in your life. It's not just in your relationships, not even in your life. It's also in the parnasah, in the zivugim, in akol. Etochlam be'ito. Everything in its right time. And Hashem knows when it's right time. And sometimes in life, yes, we have to grow. We have to elevate ourselves. That's what it says, ba'alotecha. When you elevate yourself, not when you light. The action is beautiful. Avaloch patla la action. Can light menorot from today to tomorrow. I don't care about you lighting menorot. You know what I care about? Says Hashem. You know what I care about? I care about the alotecha. The rising up of you. I want to see you rise up. I want to see you become the person you could be. I want to see you reach your greatness. That's what's important to me. And the Midrash Tanchuma brings another parable. A wealthy man tells his not so wealthy friend, I'm coming to your house, you're going to host me, we're going to have a dinner. And his friend prepares the house and he cleans and he sets a table and he prepares the food and he lights 2 candles to light the dining room. With 4 days of electricity. And he lights 2 candles. And he sees, as he's looking out the window, the wealthy man approaching, and around him an entourage of people, every single one of them with beautiful, more beautiful candelabras than the next. This one's lighting, wow, look how much light, look how many menorot, look how many candles, look how much so on and so forth. And he thinks to himself, wow, look how beautiful. And right away he feels embarrassed, so what does he do? He puts out his candles and hides them away. If that's the light that you're coming with, what are my tiny lights going to do? The wealthy man comes to the house, knocks on the door, and he sees the house as chashuch, darkness. He tells his friend, well, you didn't know I was coming? I knew you were coming, to be honest, and I lit some candles. But when I saw how many candles you were coming with, when I saw how beautiful and how brilliant the light that you were coming with, I felt ashamed of my light. I said, it's not worthy for a man like you, so I turned it off. Right away, the wealthy man told everybody with him, leave now. Light your candles. Today, I'm dining with you to show you that none of this matters to me. What matters to me is these 2 tiny candles you have in your house. This is what Moshe Rabbeinu says, the Midrash. When Hashem told him, light the menorah. Moshe told Hashem, you need me to light the menorah? Hashem, you created the sun. You created light. You need my little tiny light. You need my tiny efforts. You need my light. Kosh Baruch Hu says, put everybody else aside. I need your light. Put everybody else aside. I need your light. I need your light. Nothing in the world matters. I need you. I need the light that you have inside of you. No one else matters. Nothing else matters. I don't care what they do. I don't care what he does. I don't care what she does. I care about you. So I'm going to come to here tonight. I'm going to dine with you to show you how amazing, how special you are. Listen to this. Look what the Midrash says. Mamash something pele. The Midrash says, Hashem commanded the Jewish nation to do 4 different acts in regards to the Mishkan. Shemot Rabbah. And the Tiferet Zion over there. 4. 1, he told Bnei Kehat, the children of the Levi'im, to carry the Aron. And every single one of the 4 actions, by the way, were symbolisms of what Hashem does with the world that we emulate in a small sense in this world. And we'll see in a minute. He tells Bnei Kehat, carry the Aron the same way I carry up the world. He tells the Kohanim, guard the Mishkan the same way I guard the world. Light the menorah the same way I light up the world. Sacrifices on the altar the same way I feed the world. Says the Tiferet Zion, what was Hashem telling us to do? Did Hashem need our sacrifices? Hashem needs us to guard the Mishkan. Hashem needs us to light the menorah. Hashem needs us to do anything? Nothing. Says that Tiferet Zion, all of these things that Hashem commanded us to do were to show you one thing. I don't need you to do anything for me. Everything I commanded you to do was for you. Everything I commanded you to do was for you. For you to be better. For you to reach a better place. For you to grow. And that's the truth for every mitzvah in the world. Every mitzvah you will find, go through all 613 of them, every single one of them is to make you a better person. Every single one of them is to rise you up. Every single one of them is ba'alotecha. For you to rise up. Hashem says, I don't need nothing from you. Only thing I need from you is one thing, for you to become a better version of yourself, because that's what I want from you, because I love you. And the second thing I need from you is I need the ner inside of you, I need the kem that's inside of you. Like the Zohar says, Rachmana liba baye. Hashem wants what? Your heart. More important to him than anything else in the whole entire world. More important than the action that you do. More important than anything else in the world, Hashem wants from you one thing. What is your heart? How much do you love me? How much do you care about me? How much do you appreciate what I give you? Huh? A person understood. A person understood when he's sitting down in a tefillah and he's praying to Hashem. And he's sitting down. Amunai Sifatai Tiftach. He's coming into the Amidah, which is the ikar of the tefillah. The main portion of the prayer is the Amidah, the standing prayer. And he understood that what Chazal teach us, that when a person gets to Amunai Sifatai Tiftach, he does the 3 steps back, 3 steps forward, you know where you're going now. You know where you just entered into now. Kodesh Kodeshim. You're sitting right now in front of Gisei HaKavod. You're sitting right now in front of the throne of glory. You're standing in front of Hashem Yitbarach. Baruch Ata Hashem. You're talking to Him. Hashem gave you the ability to talk to Him 24/7. Baruch Ata Hashem. Blessed are you, Hashem. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to Hashem in third person? No, I'm talking directly to Him. Directly to Him. How do you pray to Hashem? How much itlavut? How much kavanah? How much do you value the mitzvot? How much do you value what you do for Hashem? More important than the action, says the Arizal. Shekol davar nishan alav, that everything leans on it. Is the outlook you have when you do it. Is the outlook, the feeling, the love. Hashem says, I care about that more than anything else in the whole entire world. I care about that more than anything else in the whole entire world. More than anything else in the whole entire world. And that's why He says, you know why I want you to light the menorah? Ba'alotecha. When you grow, when you do this mitzvah, you're going to become spiritually elevated. And more so than that, don't ever look outside. Don't ever worry about what other people are doing. It's me and you. You're right, maybe I have 100 lights behind me. Maybe I have the whole entire world behind me. But I still want your tiny light. I still want your mitzvah. I still want your bracha. I still want your tefillah. Oh, Rabbi, there's 100 people in the world who are praying. So what? Hashem doesn't care about any single one of their prayers when it comes to you. He wants your prayers. He wants your prayers more than anything else in the whole entire world. Chazal teach us, what's your termoil? What works more for a person who's sick? When others pray for him or he prays for himself? What works more? What do you think works more? When others prays for him, you think that is amazing. Nachon? What does Hashem want from him? To pray for himself. Hashem wants you to pray for yourself. Because your tefillah is more important to him. That's for every single one of us to know. Every single one of us to know that Hashem wants from us to rise up into the world and reach the best versions of ourselves. And everything that we do, we have to do with love, with the most amount of cheshek and want and ratzon that you could possibly imagine. And then Hashem says, this is what I've been waiting to see. This is what I've been waiting to see. Now the 10 that I've been waiting for you, now that package I've been waiting to give you, you finally reached the place where you can get it now. And here you go. Everything you want is already sitting in your hands. All you have to do is grab it. All you have to do is grab it. And how do you grab it? Appreciation, understanding, valuing, and knowing. Don't waste your time on things you don't need to waste your time on. If a minute is more important than all the money in the whole entire world, then use your minute wisely. Use your time wisely. Because it's the most valuable commodity you have in the whole entire world. You can spend your whole life running after $1, and you probably won't even get the dollar. Or you can spend your whole entire life enjoying life, running after Hashem, being close to Hashem, doing mitzvot, doing good deeds, being a good husband, being a good father, being a good wife, being a good person, and $1 is going to make it to you. Don't worry, Hashem has the ability to bring everything to your doorstep. Worry about what's truly important. Everything is in the hands of God except for what you do for Hashem. So focus on things that are in your hands. Focus on things that you can change, things that you can do. And do them with lavut. And if you have that, and we all merit to do that, Then we'll be zochet to bring Mashiach tzidkenu b'mara b'yemenu chayenu v'ratzon v'lema'am chazak u'baruch. רבי חינם יקר שנה, הקדוש ברוך הוא, וזכות ישראל לפיך רבה להם תורה מצוות של גמר.